In June of 2018, the program returned. Trooper Sergio Cervantes was the lead coordinator for the program. He reestablished a lot of the old contacts that the previous El Protectors had established, and he also gained a lot more stakeholders from a lot of the ag industry throughout the whole Tri-City area. I'm lucky enough to be from this area, so I know some of the stigma that comes with law enforcement. I know some of the issues that I've seen here in the community, and it's priceless for me to be able to come into a presentation or a room where there's 400 to 500 people and break down that barrier. And sometimes I use humor, sometimes I use tragic examples. At the end of the day, when they receive my message, there's a line of folks that have other questions related to traffic safety that they want to ask that maybe I didn't cover at the presentation, or they want a more detailed example or a detailed view of maybe a certain law or something that they're not sure of. So my goal at the end of every traffic safety presentation that I give is to have the people that I'm presenting to realize that driving is one of the most dangerous things that they probably do on a day-to-day basis. They need to understand that in our state, the #1 traffic killer is DUI driving, impaired driving, whether it's alcohol, drugs, prescription drugs. The #2 is going to be aggressive driving and speeding, and then the #3 currently is distracted driving. So we hit those topics, we educate folks on that, and if they can take a little bit from each category and put that in their own personal life while they're driving, it's not only going to make them safer, it's going to make my family safer, because we share the same roads. It's going to make everybody's family safer. Maybe before the presentation they had a certain image of a state trooper, a police officer in our state. After the fact, they kind of come to terms that it is my job to make sure I enforce the laws of the state, but I'm also human. So it's kind of nice to hear from them after the fact that, hey, sorry, I had this perception of law enforcement, but you know, it kind of changed the view that I have or opinion of law enforcement after hearing or maybe speaking to me. So I'm reaching a lot more individuals a lot faster. So being the lead coordinator for the El Protector program now, and having that opportunity to do community outreach events, specifically like summer camps with elementary school-age children, you just never know when one of the kids that's hopping in and out of your patrol car or maybe checking out the trooper's motorcycle is going to realize that may be enough of an influence to later on in life pursue the career of being a trooper. Telemundo and Univision, which are some of the bigger broadcasters here in the Hispanic community, they were nice enough to open up their doors, let me come in and do a 3-4 minute segment related to traffic safety or issues that we're seeing on the roads. So the Citizen Advisory Board that we have for the El Protector program is extremely important. I believe in that because it's one thing when you have an advisory board where there's just law enforcement that's kind of shaping and molding the program. It's completely different when you bring in the community that you're speaking to and let them voice their opinion, give us updates.
So the impact we've seen at Lamb Weston with the El Protector program is great. It's huge for our folks. Daniel Mosqueda is a great resource for coming out and doing presentations for our folks and answering our questions and breaking that ice between, you know, the police officer and the community. The more they learn about how the State Patrol works and what they do, the more confident they are in the State Patrol.
The Hispanic community I've definitely seen a change in how they view law enforcement. You know, many years ago, we had a very big problem with them being afraid of us. They weren't very knowledgeable about what our job was. They were afraid that we were more of an immigration type of a law enforcement agency. And having that relationship being built in the field somewhere outside of a traffic stop has been huge.
Every area has its own issues, and I try to figure out what those are based on what the local troopers are telling me and also what the locals that drive that road every day are.
And which the Patrol program has facilitated that, and they have come out, and so our folks see that, and so they see an impact of immediate response to their needs.
I think the State Patrol couldn't have picked a better person than Trooper Daniel to go out there and do it. His personality, his passion, the way he relates to the people is absolutely phenomenal. That one-on-one interaction between he and the people that he's talking to, especially when we have a break and they just pile around him. Daniel's got the type of personality that can relate to virtually anybody and everybody. And he's really, I think, a key of making this a true success as it expands outward.
Now I actually have the opportunity to make a difference before the tragedy happens, and I take that very seriously. It's a good change. I'm a lot busier.
His networking has grown to be about 60 to 75 events regularly that he's trying to keep up with and trying to make himself available to, has grown the program tremendously, to the point where we could probably easily fill another 1 or 2 people in this position and hit the population that we need to hit, and bring that fatality collision picture down even further.
Their heart is into it. They believe in the program, they believe in what they're doing is for the good of the community. By doing this program, who knows, it might be saving lives.
I'm very proud to be the L Protector. I want folks to take traffic safety seriously, and at the end of the day, if I can reach one person per presentation that's going to take it seriously, it's going to save a life, and it's well worth the effort that I'm putting into it.